Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103GBFRocks.com, alongside my tag team partner in podcasting, the soul survivor himself, Mr. Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
I'd love it if we had a Survivor Series team like we did for your wedding, man. That was a heck of a 5-on-5.
That's what I thought. It was the Hirschbiel family. And I was so happy with everybody that was in that wedding party, man. Everyone brought something different to the table. And
we really did. I mean, there were no identical pieces.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That was the thing. We were a very well-versed stable.
But everyone had a role. Everyone played it perfectly, and it all worked together, pal. And we all won a championship because of it.
Yeah, well, you guys earned that belt. I'm really thankful that you guys were all able to be there for it.
Yeah, all right. So this fun fact, because we're doing it on a Friday and we don't normally, WrestleMania tickets to the general public just went on sale 20 minutes ago. And I just wanted to see how much tickets are or whatever. Can't even get in line. It's like 2,000 people in line right now. The tickets that will be available later will be garbage tickets, and they'll still be like $500 a piece.
Yeah, but I think that you'll be, if you want to go, which do you want to go?
I want to go to WrestleMania and experience a WrestleMania so bad that it hurts. However, I just can't afford to do it the way that I would insist on doing it. I wouldn't just go to the show like my wife thinks, watch a WrestleMania and come back. I would want to go 4 days in advance. I'd want to go see the NXT shows and the Hall of Fame. I'd want to go to some indie shows. I'd want to go to autograph signings. It would be like a whole ordeal. And it would be really expensive in New York City.
I mean, really, I don't know. If you get a hotel, that'd be the biggest expense probably, Or you could just stay with my folks. My folks would love to have you. They're only like an hour and a half maybe from MetLife Stadium.
I forgot my only other requirement when going to a WrestleMania. You have to go.
Oh. I probably won't be able to make it. I'm sorry, pal.
No. We'll just watch this one. We'll watch this one.
Honestly, sometimes that's a lot easier.
I'm sure. You've done a WrestleMania, and I haven't yet, and I don't want to die before I do. So
okay, well, let's maybe sometime we'll be able to get there. When WrestleMania comes to Evansville, we'll make it happen.
Done, pal. Done.
Locked in.
Why are we talking about WrestleMania? We've got Survivor Series, and it feels like Survivor Series snuck up on us because they only promoted it for 2 weeks.
They did, and it was a very much similar style of promotion as they did last year. And I'm concerned this is going to be a short episode, for which I apologize, not because of any time crunch, but I have 7 matches, and that's one of them's including the pre-show.
I have 8.
Oh, you do?
I have 8 matches. And I got it officially from WWE.com. It said, see all matches.
How come I go to WWE.com and I cannot find the card?
You have to, it's hard. You got to go to shows.
I went there.
Then you go to the pay-per-view, and then I'm just going to go through it so I can show you. Okay, then you go to the pay-per-view Survivor Series, and then right at the very top it says Lesnar to battle Bryan and Champion versus Champion Showdown Survivor Series. Underneath that it says all matches.
Oh,
you click on all matches, and it gives you the list.
All right, let me try this again. I don't know which one I'm missing.
Are you missing the Cruiserweight Championship?
Yeah. That's
okay. It's Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. I've got it here. Just lock it in your brain. I know you're going to pick Buddy Murphy.
I'm picking Buddy Murphy. Yeah.
I'm taking Buddy Murphy. Let's just get
started.
Back to 7, buddy.
Happy birthday, Buddy Murphy.
Happy birthday, Jake Roberts. Now we're back to 7 matches.
Okay.
The only one that's going to take a long time is the tag team one, because it's going to take me 30 minutes to list all the tag teams that are in it.
With this card, I feel like no answer is crazy. Maybe one, but really no answer is crazy on these.
The craziest thing for me is I had done a sheet earlier today, and I looked, and I had Raw winning everything, and I was like, that's not going to happen. So then I crumpled it up, and I started over.
I did not really have that problem. I started doing some math towards the end. I wanted to keep things kind of even. I didn't want one team to run away with it, but yeah, we can go ahead and get started here. The first match I've got listed, it's the Tag Team Survivor Series elimination match. I believe it's 10 on 10.
10 on 10. It's a kickoff show, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't want this on the kickoff show, but okay, there's a good chance I'm going to miss this match, but we can still make our predictions.
I don't want to watch this match. I'm glad that you want to. I don't want to.
No, well, listen, at Survivor Series times, I like my 5 on 5. I like my 10 on 10. I like my elimination style matches. So no, this is a match I do care about because it's Survivor Series. If this were any other pay-per-view, not so much, but Survivor Series, roll Tide, pal.
Go for it. Chad, who are you picking?
Representing Team Raw, Chad Gable, Bobby Roode, The Ascension, the Lucha House Party, the Revival, the B Team versus SmackDown's team of the Usos, the New Day, the Colognes, also known as the Colons, Sanity, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson.
Congratulations to Sanity for getting on a pay-per-view.
Kickoff, pal. Ryback walks out over that kind of stuff. I'll take Team Raw. Really for no reason. The only reason I'm second-guessing myself here is because I feel like SmackDown has done a better job of promoting this match. But just like I said, just to keep the math even in my head, I went with Raw.
It was a bit of a coin flip, but for me, it came down to math, and I went SmackDown.
All right. Perfect.
So there we go. Right from the kickoff, we're already at odds.
It's a pick 'em. Nothing's crazy on this predictions episode, man.
Okay, let's hear the next one for you.
I have the Women's Survivor Series elimination match. Natalya, Mickey, Nia Jax, Tamina, and Ruby Riott from Team Raw being captained by Alexa Bliss, taking on SmackDown's team, who does not have a captain at the moment, although I think there's a chance Becky might show up in that role. Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, Carmella, and I guess one team member to be announced, it says.
Could it be Paige? She can't wrestle at all, can she?
Been hearing rumors, but I'm going to say no on that one.
I thought it could be Paige.
Not going to happen over here, Jess. Sorry about that.
I'm too busy making pornos. I have Raw winning. I think the SmackDown team is garbage, and Raw's going to run all over them. But I don't see Nia Jax being one of the survivors. I see her heat continuing and her getting eliminated early.
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, Jared, because I think, and I mean this wholeheartedly, what Nia Jax did on Monday was a blessing in disguise for Becky Lynch. Because let's be honest, this is the sole reason everyone is now talking about Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And this potentially being the first time a women's match headlines a WrestleMania. Now, I will say this. Like you said yesterday, we've been critical in the appropriate times for the women's evolution. We've praised it when necessary, and we've also criticized it when we deemed necessary. If this match were to happen on Sunday, you could argue it's the match I care most about. I
agree.
In which case, I have no problem with it being the main event. Now, it's possible that things could shake up, change, become more interesting, less interesting, and other male feuds could come up before WrestleMania. However, it is very logical to me that the match I care most about at WrestleMania could very much be Rousey and Becky. And if that is the case, I am totally cool with a women's match headlining this WrestleMania. And I'm always cool with it as long as it is the most anticipated match of the night.
Well, and I'll second that, because I'd heard for a while that they wanted to have a female match main event WrestleMania. And for me, it made me groan, because I thought, okay, you're doing it just to do it.
You're manufacturing it.
And you're going to manufacture it, and you're going to give us a main event that we really don't care about. And thanks so much for that. You know, but you are absolutely right. If I still feel about it the way I do now in March, I'm telling you that deserves to be the main event, because I was more interested for that than Brock Lesnar versus anybody. I was more excited for that than the 5-on-5 Survivor matches, which I've always enjoyed. I just was excited for it. When Becky Lynch came on my TV, I no longer fast-forwarded it.
Good.
I was all about it. Nia Jax ruined it, though, and people are probably still a little miffarooed at her.
No, like I said, ruined is the wrong word because this is going to work out for the best. And I'll also ask you this. Which match would you rather see at WrestleMania? The more organic Ronda versus Becky or the manufactured Rousey versus Charlotte?
You're absolutely right. I mean, I would rather see Becky in the main event against Ronda.
Don't forget, we also have, whether it was positive or negative, Monday was a magical moment for Becky when she had her Irish war paint on.
It was amazing. She's licking her lips. There's blood gushing from her face. It was awesome. But it doesn't exonerate Nia from wrongdoing.
Absolutely not. No, you're totally right. But I'm just saying this is going to work in Becky's favor.
Because I just don't want it to sound like we're saying Nia can be around the back like, oh, no heat on me. I did a good thing accidentally. No,
right.
I'm with you. You stiffed the hell out of her, and it looks like you did it on purpose.
Well, and it's also partially led to our second of two disagreements for the main roster.
Yeah.
The main show, because I'm taking Team SmackDown.
Okay.
Again, it's a mathematical kind of thing. I can really see any team winning. I actually see the talent on, I feel like SmackDown's bringing their A game for their women, especially when you factor in a mystery guest or a mystery captain / competitor. I mean,
sure.
look at who Raw is bringing. Natalya, no. Mickey, no. Nia Jax, yes.
Nia and Tamina, they're presenting as a force.
I'm giving Tamina a no, and I'll give Ruby Riott, I suppose, a yes. That's a little ho-hum. Look at SmackDown's who they're bringing. Naomi, okay, recent champ. Sonya Deville, okay, I'll give that one a no. Asuka's a yes. Carmella's a yes.
Asuka was a yes last year at this time. Asuka's not a yes right now.
Okay, sure. I'll give her the Ruby Riott treatment, then give her somewhere in the middle. Carmella, probably a yes, and who knows who the captain. I don't know. They're all close, man, but I'm taking SmackDown.
Good. Well, okay. Awesome. Do you have someone you'd like me to put in parenthetically? Because I have Raw wins, and I have Ruby's name in there. Like, if there's a sole survivor from Raw, I would say it's Ruby. Not saying that she'll be the only one. But
I'm sorry. I haven't given that any thought, and I don't want to hastily do that, so I'll pass on that. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
If you want to for bonus points, go ahead and share that, but I don't really have anybody.
Okay. What's the next match for you?
The Men's Survivor Series elimination match. This is Team Raw again versus Team SmackDown. You got Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley, all captained by acting general manager Baron Corbin.
That's a lot of beef. That's a lot of beef on one side of the ring.
Yes, I hope it's been specially reinforced. Taking on SmackDown's team, which is captained by The Miz, Shane McMahon, Jeff Hardy, Miz, Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio.
Unbelievably outsized. Unbelievably outsized.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight, Jer.
Size of the fight in the dog.
Size of the fight in the dog. If Rey Mysterio has taught us anything, it's that. And again, and with little reasoning, I'm taking Team SmackDown. My rationale is A, mathematical, and B, I can't see all those Raw guys keeping it together. That's a lot of personalities, a lot of disagreements, and I can't see everybody getting along. You got Braun, who doesn't like Drew or Ziggler. You got Finn, who doesn't like really anybody. I mean, I can just see this team falling apart. I don't know. I'm looking to you now, Jer.
So you're absolutely right. And with the Miz, they're pushing them. It's looking good. And Shane McMahon's in the match again. I look at the teams and Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe. I mean, this is a strong SmackDown side, and there's a lot of problems on the Raw side. You're absolutely right. But it's Braun Strowman, and he's going to be fighting Brock Lesnar very soon.
Jerry, I have Team Raw. Jerry, you make a really good point. You just checkmated me.
I have Team Raw winning, and I parenthetically put in Strowman. I think Braun Strowman is going to be champion at some point soon, and he's winning this 5-on-5-aroo.
Actually, I read something interesting about this, and you know what? Maybe I should, say, maybe I shouldn't throw in the towel just yet. The Braun thing might be a little more derailed than people think.
Oh, does he have heat?
Big time.
Oh, what did he do?
Apparently, he's just not being a model employee. He's showing up late. He's getting reprimanded a lot for his tardiness. Kind of got a big head, feeling entitled kind of thing. And apparently, he's just got big time heat on him.
Too much too soon, itis.
Perhaps. So I'm going to keep, while I didn't factor that in and I didn't think about it with the depth that you did, still sticking on SmackDown. Although I will say now I'm very unconfident.
We disagree on everything except the match you didn't even know existed.
That's right. So yeah, we've got 3 disagreements so far.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
All right.
I think we'll maybe start settling down here in a second. Do you want to do the tag match?
Raw versus SmackDown. I'm assuming no title at stake. The Authors of Pain from Raw taking on Sheamus and Cesaro, also known as The Bar from SmackDown.
With the Big Show.
Okay. Well, don't forget the Authors of Pain. They've got Drake Maverick.
Superstar Potato, whatever. That guy. What?
Were you being serious?
What's his name?
Rockstar Spud.
Close enough.
Superstar Potato. God bless you. I love you. Who do you have?
Let me look here. I have AOP. I have AOP with the Superstar Potato taking out the Bar.
With really no reason why we agree on this one.
My only reasoning is like AOP needs it.
Yeah.
I think they need it, and the Bar doesn't.
They need it significantly more than the Bar does. The Bar has been proven. AOP has just kind of recently started their push. So, yeah, I think they need the win more than the Bar.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only reason I gave for me.
The next match I have listed is Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte.
A pretty good consolation prize if you're looking at what we were going to have.
In fact, forget almost. I actually think they blew this match. I think that they should have put someone else in Charlotte's spot.
I agree with you because they're leaving money on the table with this one, just like Becky. I don't know. You can't just put Charlotte in at the last second and have it mean as much as it did with Becky. But if you wait and do Charlotte later, it will mean a ton. It could mean a ton. Put someone else in. If they hadn't completely crapped all over Asuka, this would have been a great spot for her. But they buried her to the point where she had no credibility going into that match.
Asuka's probably the best choice that could have filled in, and you could have her just lose after a good showing, and it could have been something. Then on the way to the Rumble, maybe give us Charlotte and Ronda.
But I wonder if they're being very specific with who they're giving to Ronda, because I did read that when Ronda was training and still working at the Performance Center, she trained the most with Becky and Charlotte. Like, they're the ones that worked with her the most. So they probably feel like they're the ones that she'll get the best matches with because she's the most comfortable with those two.
I heard it was Natalya, but who I don't know for sure.
Well, you know what? You might be right. I hear it from the same stupid source you hear it from, the internet.
Right,
exactly. And the internet is not always right.
I'm assuming we both think Ronda Rousey's going to win.
I have Rousey.
I do too.
I would have picked Rousey against Becky Lynch as well, I think. I'll go ahead and say that.
I would have too. There's no one I'm taking over Rousey right now. No one.
Although Becky would have been harder for me to pick against the way that they're skyrocketing her. Next, I have Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura, Intercontinental Champ versus the U.S. Champ.
This one became tough because I had my opinion about it, and then things started happening on Raw and then again on SmackDown that really make me second guess my own answer.
Okay.
But my answer is Shinsuke Nakamura. And the reason that I'm second guessing it is because they're throwing in your face how Seth is overlooking Nakamura, which leads me to think that, which would lead the Mark type fan to think that Rollins is overlooking Nakamura and is going to get beaten, which they don't usually do if that's what their plan is. However, I do think this is going to be more of a backdrop match to continue the feud with Rollins and Ambrose.
There it is. There's the two words I'm waiting for.
So that's why I'm picking a Nakamura victory, probably at the hands of Dean Ambrose.
2 words, Dean Ambrose. I do not second guess my pick at all. Even though Nakamura has kind of been invisible as the U.S. champ, Seth Rollins is as over as it gets right now. Kind of the same thing with the AOP. Nakamura would need it more. He's not going to win clean. He's going to win because of Dean Ambrose. So Nakamura for both of us.
And then there was one last match, which I assume, actually, I don't know what will be the last match of the night, but it could very well be the potential main event. Raw World Champ Brock Lesnar taking on brand new SmackDown World Champ Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, last year it was the 5-on-5 was the last match of the night, the men's.
It usually is.
Yeah, and I could see that doing it again, especially since this doesn't have anything on the line other than pride and bragging rights.
Also interesting is that I guess it's kind of heel versus heel.
I'm still not 100% bought into the Daniel Bryan heel turn.
Yeah, me neither, but everywhere I look, I keep seeing that that's what it was. And again, it's the internet, the same source you were citing earlier.
Right.
But everyone keeps calling it a heel turn, but I'm like you, I'm 1 foot in on that heel turn right now.
You blink and you almost miss the heel turn.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. And it would make sense that he would be mad at Style. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet.
You want me to go?
Sure.
I'm ready to go. You want me to go?
Go for it.
Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar would not have been my pick had he fought AJ Styles, because I was convinced that AJ was going to take the second match and they were going to build towards an AJ Brock 3. I just don't see any reason or any way that Daniel Bryan beats Brock Lesnar. It's a very interesting match. This is another one I think they leave a lot of money on the table with this one. I think that they blew this one a little too early. It's weird. It's weird that they're going to present this one and the Charlotte Ronda Rousey one with only 4 days of hype behind it.
And really no interaction.
Nothing.
Either of those matches.
I mean, you're giving us the match before you give us the program. I don't like it in either case. While I'm going to enjoy Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan, I just hope they're safe. I have Brock Lesnar winning, and I just hope that Daniel Bryan doesn't get his head knocked around to the point with these suplexes that he's going to take that he ends up in protocol again and gets hurt. I just hope he's safe.
So what changed between Bryan and Styles?
The fact that Styles and Brock Lesnar...
it's the second one?
I thought it was building to a trilogy. And you can't have a trilogy without an AJ Styles win.
Fair enough. I've also got Brock winning. I just feel like the way they book Brock, and I know I just can't see him putting over Daniel Bryan. I just can't right now. Not a Brock thing, just a writing thing. I do think Brock is game for really whatever they want him to be. I don't think that Brock has that syndrome that he's kind of been accused of having.
I don't see the need. I don't see why they need to. Why would you do that to yourself? You built Brock at the expense of other people. You built Brock to the point where he is Brock now. You don't give it away in a non-title match.
Yeah, and I agree. This is also leaving money on the table, but this is the direction they're going in. I would love to see Daniel win, but I think that Brock's going to pick this one up. So we had a hot... Go ahead.
Maybe the Miz interferes? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Or maybe it'll just be clean, or maybe Braun interferes. I don't exactly know.
Yeah.
But so it looks like we had we all at the beginning we disagreed on. It's every Survivor Series match, I guess.
Every Survivor Series match we disagree on. Tag teams, you take Raw, I take SmackDown. Men, you take SmackDown, I take Raw. Women, you take SmackDown, I take Raw.
Okay. Cool. That's cool because that's why, I mean, those matches are all up in the air. It's a jump ball.
I mean, it's when you get so many people in the ring, 10 people versus, you got 10 people going at it. In the tag teams, you got 20 people going at it. Anything can happen. And the rating goes out the window almost. You know
what else makes it even harder, Jer, is that there's literally no angle going into this match, and there's no angle coming out of this match on all three of them.
Yeah, they've really booked themselves into a corner with Survivor Series where it's like its own independent little island, and I think it suffers because of it.
You and me both. So it wasn't too short of an episode, I guess, but that's all I got. Is there anything you want to leave off with? Let me also say my apologies. I'm on vacation next week. We won't be recapping SmackDown or the TV next week, but I will be back the following week, and we'll. But
I'll post a picture of myself on Monday, going like this, representing me winning the Lock of Destiny.
Well, I could post that picture today if I need to, because I have it right now.
You're a heel, pal. Cutting promo, boy. Your promos are fire. You're like Becky Lynch. Where's my Nia Jax? I need to punch him in the face.
Hey, will you send me a picture of our picks?
Absolutely. I'll send it to you, and you'll have it in memento.
Thank you very much. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I saw we had a good bit of viewers this time. Like I said, we'll resume. We're going to get back on a schedule, I promise, at some point. In the meantime, have a great Thanksgiving, guys. Have a great Survivor Series, and we'll be back in 2 Tuesdays from now here with Post to Post.
Now I'm 3,000 people behind on the WrestleMania tickets. How'd that even happen? Line cuts.